we'll look at that. But we're going to try to improve our football team. Not try, we're going to improve our football team. And, we expect to have success next year.
Their messaging is a downer. We're going to be selectively aggressive. How come Philadelphia is just aggressive, not selectively? They paid their quarterback and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith, they will, and Saquon Barkley, and they slay in the back end and defensive linemen. I mean, what is this selectively aggressive? Philadelphia is just aggressive. I saw a story this morning, Eagles interested in Myles Garrett. And the Cowboys are cutting coupons and Groupons? Like, what are we doing here? So it's Dallas right now, and the Lakers were in this space until Luka arrived and they stole him from the Mavericks. The Cowboys are a downer. I mean, there is more hope next year with the Chicago Bears than with the Dallas Cowboys. And a lot of this is, I mean, what they've become? The Cowboys have become the classic house poor, where you go over your skis a little bit on your mortgage and you have 11 bedrooms and 13 bathrooms, but you can't afford, you got Brian Schottenheimer on the grill for dinner tonight. You don't have much because you can't afford anything else. And that's the Dak contract. But, I mean, they just don't have a diversified portfolio. It's CeeDee Lamb, overpaid Dak, cross your fingers on Micah, and they're coming off back-to-back drafts that just didn't relinquish much. So, but I find the Cowboys' messaging is, how long are they going to be up against it? Like, how many years? I mean, the Denver Broncos get really behind the eight ball with Russell Wilson's contract. And for a year, it's ugly. The following year, they're in the playoffs. They get Bo Nix. They hit on like 4 draft picks. They're fine. Like, they're getting out of the woods. Like a year and a half later, they're getting out of the woods. Now, Cleveland's a mess, but if Cleveland gets Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, they'll be fine. Like, how many years do you have to hear about the Cowboys? Well, we'll be selectively aggressive. What does that mean? I mean, at one point, the Rams were paying Jared Goff's salary in Detroit and Matt Stafford, and they were still aggressive. You start examining the Dallas Cowboys, and the messaging is bad, and it's a downer, and it's a bummer, and they don't have any money. Again, I'm looking at who the Ravens are paying. They can afford Derrick Henry. I look at Buffalo. They're paying a lot of people. They paid Amari Cooper. I mean, Philadelphia's paying everybody. San Francisco's paying a lot of people. I don't know. It's when I read the Eagles are pursuing Myles Garrett, and you're going to be selectively aggressive, and Zach Martin just retired, it seems problematic.
Yeah. I think there's something kind of, unsettling about all of this, that I think there used to be the feeling that with the Cowboys that once Jerry Jones moves on to either, heaven or just, he's just moved on to a nursing home, that things would be better. And I'm just not so sure that's going to be the case. It seems like just the Joneses lineage will be a lot of the same, which is disheartening if you're a Cowboys fan. I think ultimately at the end of the day, the only thing that'll ever truly save this franchise and really make them true contenders is being able to draft, you end up drafting a quarterback who ends up being like really, really, really special. You draft the next Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, whatever it is, that's just really so transcendent. But like we see with those other teams, not the Chiefs, of course, that unless you get the coach right and the roster right and make the right decisions, you're not winning either. You can you can get to conference championship games, but it's not enough. Winning is hard. And even saying something like we're going to be selectively aggressive, there's certain people that when they say certain sound bites and talk to the media, I give them kind of like, some grace, because not everyone has the ability to just own the mic. No, not with someone like Stephen Jones. Anything shy of just saying we are going to do every single thing we can to make this team a Super Bowl contender, and I'm really excited. You know, just like anything short of just like we are making moves, you know, let's go. You know, just anything of just pure energy of, you know, seeing the Eagles win the Super Bowl now twice since 2017. Listen, that's a division rival. We have a huge history with them. They've now just won 2 Super Bowls, and we haven't even been to an NFC Championship game. If you think I can sleep at night, I can't. I am haunted by that. And we are not stopping until we get there and get ours. You know, just anything short of just that level of intensity. Like, you should be listening to some of these guys talking. You should be fired up, and you should be inspired. You know, it should be borderline like a halftime, you know, Super Bowl speech. It should be intense and not, well, we're going to be selectively aggressive, and, you know, I think our team could be pretty good next season. Cool. Sure. You know? Cool. And Colin is absolutely right. The Chicago Bears, you have more optimism. What gives you more optimism? The coaching staff of the Dallas Cowboys? And Dak Prescott, and you're going to maybe draft a young quarterback? I like how they said we're going to draft a young quarterback because you're going to draft an old quarterback? Okay. Or Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. I mean, like, that gives you hope and optimism for the future. I mean, who do you think's more excited going into this next season? The Eagles or the Cowboys? The Commanders or the Cowboys? I mean, that answer is obvious. And I know, again, if you're a Cowboys fan listening to this, it can be frustrating. I get it. I do. I really, 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 really do. I know how frustrating it is to just be watching your team not make decisions year after year after year, week after week after week. And you're just like, man, I love this so much. I just want to be competitive. I want to see my team win. I want to see them make moves. I want to be optimistic. It's like, I get the frustration. I really, really do. But it's just like, it is tough. I don't know how you can be a fan of a team that isn't constantly trying to be better or constantly do all that it can to win. I have trouble just being friends with people, even like just casual friends with people, you know, like acquaintance people that are just kind of, you know, not best friends or anything like that, that I don't see them like doing all that they can. And because I'm just kind of like, you know, like, what are we doing here? You know, no matter what it is. Like, you know, these half measures honestly kind of make me uncomfortable. And I certainly can't root for a team, give my own time, my own energy, my own money, my own emotions, my own thoughts for a team that's not doing everything. Because again, I always think, like, why should I care more than them? That is the worst feeling, to be cheering for a team where it feels like you care more than them. It's like, what? Why am I doing that? And that's what the Cowboys keep, you know, sending that messaging. And offseason messaging is kind of fascinating. And listen, I'm not saying that the Cowboys are just going to be irrelevant or bad for years to come, because you can turn things around. But it's not a matter of just being a good team or even a great team. It's about like actually winning. And the problem is that this is set up now where if, let's say, the Cowboys were able to get back in the playoffs or even win a playoff game, it'll be like, hey, we're going in the right direction. We're really excited, blah, 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 blah. They win 12 games again, and it's like, hooray. And it's just kind of like, you know, it doesn't seem like it's enough. And I just think it'll take more luck than skill to actually return the Dallas Cowboys back to greatness. And that's got to be a pretty depressing thought, quite frankly. Because I think there's too many well-run teams in the NFC now for them to be able to kind of just take advantage of poorly run teams and find themselves consistently in the NFC Championship game, you know, competing for Super Bowls, etc., etc. It just, you know, it just doesn't feel that way to me. And again, the Cowboys are better run than, you know, Jacksonville Jaguars and You know, the New York Giants, even though the New York Giants have won, you know, more Super Bowls recently than the Dallas Cowboys have in the last 30 years. But, like, you know that the Cowboys will still be able to build a team that is competent, can win, can make, you know, can lay some pain on you. But again, that's never what it's about. To me, I want to watch a team that I feel that I go into a season thinking, can they make the conference championship game? And if they don't, it better be because of a bad injury or just like, you know, kind of something heartbreaking. But if it's because the team that they play is just clearly better than them, then I'm just kind of like, well, then next year better be different. You better be doing something to be better this following year to make sure that what happened this year doesn't happen again. And it's not even so much that it has to happen. I just have to feel that the team is making choices, making decisions, making moves, doing something to legitimately improve and grow and evolve. At least I feel like there is action being done, responsibility being taken. But when you kind of think about it, Jerry Jones is kind of a master at deflecting responsibility, which is pretty fascinating considering how often he wants the praise. So it's, you know, maybe it's just that old man, rich Texas charm. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Dallas Cowboys and the fact that they're going to be selectively aggressive? Maybe they're all in this season. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.